Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com. TGIF, everybody. It is the Friday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Part 2, we're doing it baseball style as we take a look at some of our favorite games. This is unlike the NBA, Scott, where we're kind of dictated what games we're handicapping because we're always doing the TV games, no matter if they're any good or not. But in baseball, we have a little more freedom, my friend. We get to pick out those picks that we like that, we haven't made premium picks or anything. And we've got a plethora of games, although it's hard to get used to the weird schedule without everybody playing on Friday night,
I looked at the schedule and thought to myself, aren't there like 8 teams missing or something?
Yeah. There's people that have Friday off. Now, I think it'll probably flatten out as the off days kind of compress,
Also, besides that, the Yankees always play on Friday afternoon at 3 o'clock against a division rival.
What? Yeah, what the hell?
I don't really know, but whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right, my friend. So, first game we were going to talk about, pretty good pitching matchup there. Going to be the Atlanta Bravos and the Atlanta Braves. Excuse me, Atlanta Braves and Philadelphia. Sorry, I was looking at something else. It's going to be Wheeler against Morton, Philadelphia against Atlanta. Atlanta's a favorite here. Scott opened up at -125. That's pretty much as it stuck across the board. 8 was your total. It's starting to creep up a little bit. Seeing some 8.5 start to sneak in there. Both these guys, Wheeler looked very good last week. I don't think Morton looked very good, though.
Well, Wheeler gave up 1 hit. It's a good performance in the National League when you have more hits at the plate than you allowed on the mound.
Good thing.
Pretty good. But Morton, 5 innings, ended up having a 5.40 ERA. So not great. Could have been worse, I guess. But Wheeler looked like he was an absolute ace on the mound the first time around. And yet he's the underdog here. I know the Braves are 2-4, but they're typically very good at home. This will be the first home game for the Braves. What do you think? Because for me, I feel like I have to look at the Phillies. Because the only issue I had with this team last year, the same issue that everyone had with them last year, was the bullpen. Bullpen's actually been very good. They're 5-1 this year, and Wheeler's been nuts. So now that I know for a fact that if you go 7, you're not completely going to blow the game every time. I think plus money fading a team that's 2-4 with a starter that kind of got half shelled in his first start. I gotta like the Phillies here.
Yeah, these are 2 bullpens that have actually been pretty good.
Atlanta's been kind of on the fence. They've been trailing in a lot of games early, so they haven't really had.
It's been their starters that have let them down. Their bullpen's actually 2.29, which is a full run better than the Phillies. And the Phillies, very good, 3.27, 1.18 WHIP, but it's the starting pitching that has made all the difference, and that's where you thought Atlanta was going to have a great advantage, right?
As a whole, yes. Again, in this matchup, no, because I think Wheeler's a tremendous pitcher. But they did play 3 times already. Of course, the Phillies swept the opening series. But looking at this actual matchup here, I thought yesterday was a great spot for the Red Sox. Same logic, because they ended up playing Baltimore, got swept at home in the first series. I loved them in that spot, and then they came out and they absolutely smacked Baltimore yesterday. Having said that, Boston was actually on a bit of a winning streak. I know Atlanta won 2 games in 7 innings in the doubleheader, whatever kind of format they're using there. I actually just really like this Phillies team. They're my dark horse candidate to win the division. I think that the bullpen questions have already been answered, and I think that this team, from a lineup perspective, is good enough to generate, I'd say, 4 runs. And with the Wheeler on the mound, that might be all you need. So I like the Phillies getting plus money here.
Yeah, problem with the Braves, other than their starting pitching being a little inconsistent,
the hitting,
and it hasn't been like off the cliff dreadful. It hasn't been like Oakland, but it's been not good. But the problem has been the offense; they can't score. They've had 2. They had two out of their 6 games where they scored more than 2 runs.
And it is worth mentioning that they did play better in the doubleheaders. They ended up having 7 runs in the first game, only had 2 in the second, but they still won anyway. But
Right.
It feels like besides Acuna, is anybody really doing anything? Because Acuna's been hitting home runs, and he, of course, is a great player. I don't think I've heard Freddie Freeman's name once for the entire season.
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
No, I mean, you're going through the line here. Acuna has 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, batting .304. Albies has a .091 batting average. Swanson is 143. Ozuna's 100. Freeman's 111. It's bad. Right now, the person who's leading the team in RBIs, or tied for the lead in home runs and RBIs, is Pablo Sandoval.
Also hitting 500, buddy.
With 2 pinch hit homers. So he's not even an everyday starter, and he's still performing better than about 90% of the lineup. That's not good.
How's the Austin Riley experiment working out?
He's batting .211, which is double the average of Freeman or so. So I guess it could be worse when you put it into that perspective.
Marcell Ozuna hitting a buck.
In a buck, Swanson's 140. Like, this team can't hit.
They can hit. They're not hitting right now.
They can't hit. I know the lineup's still great, but this whole team is slumping besides Acuna.
You get teams that go through stretches like this all the time, but when it happens during the season, you don't really notice. Like, the Braves are slumped a little bit, but now they're back. But since it start the season,
everyone jumps off. Oh my God, this is crazy. I'm not overreacting. I'm just saying right now I can't back these Atlanta.
It's not like Oakland where it's okay to jump off.
Yeah, that's been bad on both sides, but.
Yes.
No, I think Atlanta will bounce back, and I do think being at home will help. But how am I supposed to trust this offense against this starting pitcher?
Well, you know what? I call this a coin flip, and when in doubt, take the plus 125 when you flip that coin.
I think you mean like plus 115, but yes. Because it's minus 125 for Atlanta, so it's probably like plus 115.
I had it plus 125 somewhere.
If you did, then I can't argue with you. But
all right.
Either way, we like the Phillies in this spot.
Yeah, that's gonna. Yeah, it'll go, and I think Braves money will come in.
I actually don't even know. It's really one of those spots where people might buy low in Atlanta for being at home.
We'll see. Yeah, that's
I really just can't go against. Well, you also mentioned the bullpens. If you want to play it safe, Phillies first 5, just fade Morton. That's also an option.
Yep, and and Morton could certainly have a bounce back performance because you know what Kyle Gibson did, so I guess it can happen to anybody.
Yep.
All right, what's the other one you want to look at?
Well, looking at the other games to talk about, I feel like we have to talk about one team which we've talked about the A's, of course, and we've talked about. I know the Rockies won a couple games, but we've talked about the bad teams, the Pirates. There's one sleeper bad team that I feel like not a lot of people have realized. It's Arizona.
It is Arizona.
And we kind of talk about this because Cincinnati's been a sleeper team so far. They're 5-1, won 5 in a row, and nobody's really paid attention to them. But they also play Pittsburgh, so I don't really know how much of that is fool's gold and how much of that is legitimate. But Arizona, if we're going to roast Atlanta's offense, we got to roast Arizona's offense because this team is, I'd say, Cleveland level bad. A little bit better maybe, but with the injuries and all.
Yeah, with the injuries, that's the problem.
But the injuries are probably even with Cleveland in terms of production or lack thereof.
Yeah, this is a team that scored they had a good game against the Rockies. They win 10-8, but the other 3 games they scored a total of 6 runs in Colorado
against that pitching staff.
Yeah, that's not.
I think John Gray had a no-hitter through 6 innings yesterday.
Yeah, John Gray was dealing today, so. Not good. I'm sorry. I gave them one of the Padres. They scored 3 runs in their last 2 games. Sorry, bud.
Not fun.
Yeah, not either way. Not good.
And that's 3 combined. That's not 3 each.
Yeah, no, that's 3 combined. Cost me an overplay on Thursday night, on Wednesday night rather, because the Rockies did their job, but Arizona.
How do you score 0 runs against Sanzatella for 8 innings?
I don't know, man. I watched that game and he was just cooking.
But the thing is, you have to look at the Diamondbacks and all the injuries. Now, of course, with Arizona, this team wasn't good anyway. We both were selling hard on this team, especially after their best pitcher got injured before the season started.
Yep.
With Gallen. But you're looking at the offense, there's one player everyone knows. It's Ketel Marte. Everyone knows he's a great player. Led the National League in hits last year. Was an all-star. He's batting about 400. However,
Hammy.
He's on the IL. And he was not playing yesterday. He, of course, is going to be out indefinitely, 10-day IL. I don't even know if that really means 10 days or even more. But either way, you're without your best player. We already talked before the show. Ahmed's out. Calhoun's out. Who do you have? David Peralta and Escobar, and that's basically it.
Yeah, that's about it.
So I can't trust you to score runs ever. And you're playing against Cincinnati. I don't know how much of it's just terrible Pittsburgh pitching. But when you score 11-plus runs in 3 of your last 4 games,
yeah,
it's going to be hard for me to fade you against an Arizona team that might score 11 runs in a week.
Plus, Tyler Mahle was very good in his first start.
So is Arizona's starter, though. So that's kind of the balancing act here. But a lot of
Yeah.
people don't even know who Arizona's starter is. So you got to wonder if he's going to have a bit of a regression. But this line's already exploded. Open up at around Cincinnati minus 115, up to mostly minus 135, minus 140. I can't disagree with the line move. I feel like you can make an argument if Cincinnati closed minus 150. I still wouldn't want to take Arizona. I don't even know what the price would be before I started considering taking Arizona because this team cannot score. They just can't do it.
So you're okay with fading Taylor Widener?
I think I have to be because A, Arizona's bullpen's not very good. B, even let's just say that in this circumstance, let's just say hypothetically Widener pitches well again. Let's say Cincinnati scores 3 runs through 9 innings. Are we sure Arizona's going to get to 4?
No.
So I can't take you to win a game.
No, Widener won the opener against Paddock. They won it 3-1. So it took 6 innings of shutout ball for Arizona to get the win.
It might be a crazy idea. I'm not going to recommend it because it involves taking Arizona money line. Do you think it's worth parlaying money lines for Arizona with the unders? Because I don't know how they're going to win high-scoring games.
Well, I mean, I guess if you
hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying
you have some kind of death wish where you want to take Arizona, then sure, yes, you should absolutely.
I'm just saying if you think that there's value on the home underdog, you might want to parlay with an under.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that. If you want to take Arizona, I think by all means you should gamble even more and couple it with the under. And I think that's a solid play. I mean, I think it's a terrible play because I don't like Arizona.
I don't like Arizona either.
But if you do like Arizona is unlikely to win a shootout.
I think you'll agree, though, that after all the money comes in Cincinnati, you might get a little bit of buyback on the home dog. It's the late game, maybe.
Okay.
Potentially. So if you wanted to take a spin, be contrarian, I think parlaying with the under makes sense because if Cincinnati ends up playing offense the way that they have been, this game's going to be over in the 4th inning.
It's Friday. Everybody's rocking their stimmies, man.
Yep.
Give me those Diamondbacks. All right. No, that's
I love the Reds here. I don't know about the run line, though.
Well, I'll tell you what. Widener only gave up 3 hits in 6 innings, but he walked 3. So I don't care for that. If there's a little storm cloud on the horizon, that would be it. I'll take Tyler Mahle. I'll take in the Tyler versus Taylor battle.
You have any thoughts on the run line, or you're not interested? We both like Cincinnati. I was just mentioning devil's advocate. If you do like Diamondbacks, you should consider it. But
it's not horrible. It's not horrible. What is it?
Well, you're guaranteed 9 at-bats, first of all, which is always one of the most important things to factor in if you are taking a run line.
Yep.
But looking at Cincinnati, the run line for this matchup is around plus 115, plus 120.
Yeah, that's solid. I've got another play today with a very similar situation. So it'd be hard to argue against it in this case. So
fair enough. So
yeah, with a team
like
is not
Cincinnati.
scoring.
Cincinnati might be the most public play on the board. I don't really care. Arizona is just useless.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do everything badly. They're only averaging 3.7 runs per game, and they're giving up 6.
Not good.
That's not good. That's gonna get you in a lot of sellers. So, all right, my friend. Anything else to get you excited here?
I think we have to talk about one other thing that gets me excited here. You know who's playing again? Cleveland.
Yep, well, they
First
are.
5 under. Tehran's on the mound. He's a terrible pitcher. Gave up 1 run against Cleveland the first time around because Cleveland can't hit. And I'm a huge Plesac guy. I think he's very good. Now, of course, he's second tier to Bieber, and that's why he doesn't get much recognition. But on most staffs, he could probably be a 1. He's very, very good.
Okay.
So I like the first 5 under because until the Indians actually, score more than 1 run in the first 5 innings of a game,
yep,
I have to take the first 5 under.
5 games. How many runs have they scored in the first 5 in those 5 games combined?
Was it 3? 2?
2.
First 5 total. I mean, total in this game is going to be 8.5 or so, based on what it is right now. Probably closing at around. Actually, you've had a lot of over money, so it might move to 9. But
wind's blowing out, by the way.
After the 4 first 5 total, sure.
Yeah, wind's blowing out.
I'm sure it is. I don't know if Cleveland can hit out of the infield. You think they can? I don't think they can.
Well, I watched them hit 2 home runs the other day against the Royals, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they can.
Okay, but I'm just saying you're going through the lineup here. Besides Reyes and a little bit of Perez, we've talked about this before the season started. It's the cupboard is pretty barren when it comes to their lineup.
Yeah.
They got nothing.
Yep, that was they missed Lindor just a little bit.
And Carlos Santana as well.
And Carlos Santana, yes.
But I have to go. It's a blind play at that point until they actually prove they can do something. You got to take.
All right. I have a premium on this, so I'm gonna pass. But
okay.
Other
than that, is there anything else I like?
We have to. I'll tell a story, Scott, because you and I disagree when we're on the radio. We do every day. We do our best play. We call it Bet the Farm, where we give them our absolute best play, regardless of the sport.
3 in a row. 3 in a row.
We've hit 3 in a row, right? But yesterday, you and I kind of went back and forth. You liked Cleveland. I wasn't that convinced that Cleveland was going to not let us down because they're Cleveland. I liked the Houston team total over 5.5, and it's a good day, Scott, because they both hit.
We argued about like 4 different plays, and they all won.
Yep. We could do no wrong, just like every other day as a sports bettor, right?
Pretty much, which means you're probably going to see some regression coming on Friday. But either way, yeah, that's pretty much it. Once again, it's a limited card in comparison to what you normally get on Fridays. If I was looking at anything else, I know Judge is out. I know Voigt's out for the Yankees. First 5 over maybe with Kluber and Hill, because I really don't like either pitcher at this stage in their careers.
Hill was good last year. I looked this up. I was looking at this play because I knew Hill had a terrible first outing.
He's fine, but he's a grinder. So
I was like, man, how long has he sucked for? 1 outing.
I'm just saying he's a grinder. So the issue is,
what does that mean in this context?
He's a junk ball pitcher. I mean, it's what he is. He's not going to put you away or anything. I know the Yankees have kind of struggled a little bit, but you're going to be in Tampa and you're throwing the ball about 90 miles per hour for a fastball. Kluber struggled, even though his numbers were okay at the end, but he battled the entire day. I think the first 5's around 4.5. I just see runs. I really just don't trust either pitcher in this. I don't want to call it an old timers day matchup, but it's a senior citizen matchup. That's how I'll put it.
I know Kluber gave up a ton of hits last time, but not a lot of runs.
He battled, but he did not look good at all.
He's a grinder. That's a grinder.
Yeah, they both are at the stage in their careers, and I feel like if you don't have dynamic stuff, you might be a little bit in danger of being shelled every now and then.
Yeah.
But once again, I'm kind of scratching at the surface here. I'm calling it something else I might be interested in, but as a whole, the 2 plays that jump out for me are Cincinnati and the Cleveland first 5 under. And also the Houston over, or team total. Honestly, anything with Houston. No. It's just Oakland's useless. Am I wrong?
No, they're dreadful, giving up 7.6 runs per game.
I'm still waiting to see the Melvin odds back to see first manager fired, because I still want it, and I haven't seen it in the last couple of days. It was at 25-1 in Vegas. If it's anywhere north of 15, I'll take it.
Lock it up.
You agree with that?
I do. I think that's solid.
But anyway, that's my thoughts.
All right, bud. Well, there you go. That's a baseball show. And as always, if you're looking for information on these games or any others, there is one place to go, and that is, of course, winnersandwhiners.com. Deep dives into every game, every single day, regardless of the sport, basketball, hockey, baseball, whatever. They got them at winnersandwhiners.com, full previews and predictions, not just sides, but totals and first half plays and all kinds of goodies for your bag. So, and the cool part is it's free. So get yourself over there and check out winnersandwhiners.com. We want to appreciate that. We want to thank you guys for watching us today. We certainly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done it already. And of course, we wish you nothing but the best of luck today. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money back at the window. You guys have a great Friday, and we'll talk to you next time on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.